Today, I'm going to share with you my number one investment strategy. It's the investment strategy that I've used for years and has worked for us time and time again and has yielded millions of dollars and tons of joy for my family and myself. So you're going to want to watch this video before the SEC makes me take it down. Hi, my name is Tom, and I'm the founder of Vertical Motion, where we help mid-career professionals learn how to become executives. If that sounds interesting to you, then check out this video, which will show you the step-by-step process that it takes to go from a mid-career professional, typically someone with 10 to 15 years of experience and some management or leadership experience, to the VP or C-suite level or even beyond. So if you're interested in taking that next step in your career, check out that video. You can also follow me here on YouTube. You can also check out my content over on Instagram at TomCoxVM, where I put up a reel about a day. Love to connect with you over there as well. Let's get into my number one investment strategy. Throughout my life, I've made all kinds of investments. I've invested in a house. I've invested in my 401k. I've invested in the stock market. And I've even invested in Bitcoin. And all of these things have been great investments for the most part. They've generally returned some sort of value back for the investment that I put in. But none of these things have returned the kind of value that this other investment that I'm going to talk about today has returned. This other investment has brought literally millions of dollars to my family and me. And it's brought us tons of joy, and it's brought me a sense of purpose and satisfaction in my life that I couldn't get from a monetary return from, say, Bitcoin or my house or my 401k. This investment is different than those, and it's absolutely the number one thing that you can invest in and then return kind of the returns that I've had for myself as well. So that investment, I've invested in myself. I've invested in my career. I've invested in my personal growth. And that investment has returned outsized returns in terms of money and joy and happiness and fulfillment and experience and wisdom and all of the things that actually make your life a better life. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to focus primarily on the financial returns of the investments that I've made in myself. I'm going to talk about how I've made certain investments that have led to financial returns. I've certainly made investments in my health and my wellness and my mental health and things like that. And those have had tremendous impact on me personally, which have led to, I would suspect, better financial returns. So by being healthier, I have more energy and my mind is more clear, and that lets me work better and actually level up my career to a higher level. But I'm going to put that aside for right now. I'm going to just talk about the financial investments that I've made in myself. So one of the most obvious investments I've ever made in myself was in my education. I invested in my undergraduate education, and I took out student loans. Terrible idea. I took out student loans to pay for an undergraduate education. Then ultimately I took out more student loans to pay for an MBA. And the MBA was fantastic. It was a great experience. I'm not sure it gave me the return on investment that I had hoped for, but it still did return an investment of some sort. It helped me understand business in a way that helped me move upwards in my career from mid-career professional level up to the executive level. It took 2 years of time when I had small children and $50,000 when I didn't have that money to get that, but it was an investment that did return a financial gain, because from that MBA program, I went and started my first company and became the president of that company and grew that company to 35 employees and tens of millions of dollars of revenue, millions of dollars of venture money raised, and on and on. That kind of kicked off my executive career. So I credit the MBA for having kicked off my executive career. So that was a pretty reasonably good investment that I made. Later on in my executive career, I made other investments in myself, and those investments were in executive coaching. I hired an executive coach, and she worked with me to make me a better leader, a better manager, a better executive in general. She helped me see things strategically. She helped me work through all sorts of personality issues, specifically with my co-founder or my employees. And she just helped me grow into the role that I was in, the leadership, the CEO role that I was in at the time. That investment in executive coaching really took my executive skills to the next level and made me the kind of executive that I always wanted to work for. And then finally, earlier this year, when I decided that I wanted to build a coaching business, I invested in all sorts of coaches. I invested in business coaches, in a marketing coach. I've invested in all this coaching that has helped me understand how to build this kind of business and how to reach out to people. I've never been on YouTube like this before, but putting myself out here, I've had to learn all sorts of things, like how to make eye contact with the camera, how to upload constantly. I've hired editors. I've hired people to actually make my content better than it would be if I just put this up raw. And so those investments that I've made in myself, in my content, have actually yielded tremendous results. And so our coaching business is doing phenomenally well right now. And we have amazing clients who are having really great experiences in the coaching program right now. All of that is because, yes, I'm very good at coaching. I had to learn the coaching business. I had to learn the social media business. I had to learn the content world. I had to learn how to get the right kind of camera, the right kind of microphone, the right kind of lighting. All of these things were things that I invested in and learned and became better at doing what I do now, which has returned that investment tenfold, at least so far. So for me, these investments have really returned the value that I was hoping that they would when I especially have worked with coaches, executive coaches and marketing coaches and business coaches and that kind of thing. I also do work with a physical trainer, someone who helps me shed my post-cancer weight that I've been trying to get rid of for a while now. I find that working with these coaches, they're investing in me and they're helping me invest in myself, and then ultimately I become a better version of myself. I'm smarter at what I do my job, my profession better, and that tends to yield better financial results. So whether I'm an employee in a company or an entrepreneur or a coach, it doesn't matter. These investments that I'm making in myself to have these people help me become better at what I do, they yield financial results that you can't dismiss. Because I can tell you that before I worked with these coaches, I was not this good at YouTube. And I'm not that great, but I'm good enough that I can put this content up and not feel terrible about it. So let's talk about the financial impact of investing in yourself. Why would you invest in yourself instead of putting it all into Tesla or Bitcoin or Amazon stock or whatever? When you invest in yourself, you have the greatest control over that return on investment. When you invest in yourself, it's on you to then go turn around and apply what you've learned and actually go and do the things. Nobody cares more about your investment than you do. So your investment in yourself gives you the greatest control over your outcome. You are the one that actually does the work, and you're the one that actually gets to reap the benefits of the work that you're doing. An investment in yourself is also the investment that is most closely tied to your personal happiness and fulfillment. If you're investing in your ability to do your job that you like to do that much better, you're going to enjoy that job that much better because you're better at it. And you speed up the process of becoming good at something that you love, which helps you learn and grow faster than had you just figured it out on your own for 10 or 15 years. It took me 13 years to become a really great executive. I could have learned that a whole lot sooner had I worked with an executive coach, an executive career coach earlier in my career. I didn't even know that those existed until 6-7 years into my executive career. And once I met an executive coach, it was like, wow, I wish I had met her 7 years earlier. Once I started working with those coaches, it's helped accelerate my growth, which means that I get those returns from my own personal development a whole lot sooner than had I just learned those things over time. Another way to think about this is that you yourself personally are a business, right? You are your own marketing department and sales department. When you put yourself out there on LinkedIn or you send out a resume, that is a sales slick sheet or a marketing sheet that explains the product, which is you. You trade your time and knowledge and experience to a company in exchange for usually cash compensation. And in doing so, you build this contract between you, the entity of you, and the entity of that organization. You plug into that organization and you do the things that they expect you to do in your role. But you have to market and promote yourself not only when you don't have a job, but even when you do, in order to move up in your career or be, acknowledged for promotion or things like that. That's when you need to be marketing and promoting yourself. So think of yourself as a business. Well, it makes sense to invest heavily in your business if your business is the one that's going to return the most value for yourself, more than anything else that you could invest in. So if you're stuck somewhere in the middle of your career where you feel like you've plateaued or leveled off for some reason and can't quite seem to get from the level that you're at to the next level, why wouldn't you invest in a coach to help you take that next step? That coach may cost you money, but how much money are you leaving on the table or losing by waiting years to figure that out for yourself? If a coach costs $10,000 and you wind up working with that coach and that coach helps you increase your salary by $100,000 every year, year over year for the rest of your career, that's an incredible investment. If you think about it, if you take a step back and think about the investment that you're making in yourself to take the next step in your career, your choices are, well, you can figure it out on your own, and maybe you'll figure that out in the next 3, 4, 5 years, or you can work with someone who will help you do it a whole lot faster. And once you're done working with that person, the version of yourself on the other side is not only capable of a $100,000 raise, but maybe you're capable of a whole lot more growth and becoming that really actualized executive version of yourself that you always wanted to be. Had I had an executive career coach earlier in my career, I think my career would have gone far further and faster than it did. And I'm certainly not disappointed with my career, but it has done really well for me. So that's my financial advice for you, is to invest in yourself. This is the best financial advice you will get on the internet by far and away, and hopefully the SEC does not sue me for this. My financial advice, or I'll just disclaimer, it's not truly financial advice. I have no right to actually deliver financial advice, but I can deliver life advice. And my life advice to you is to make that investment, that financial investment in yourself, in your career, in the way that you make money. If you make money a certain way and you feel stuck and you don't know how to get to the next level of making money a certain way, make that investment in yourself to take the next step forward. Maybe it's with a coach. Maybe it's with someone like me. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is an MBA. Maybe it's a professional certification. Maybe it's a bunch of books. Maybe it's time off. Whatever that investment that you need to make in yourself, make that investment, because it's going to return that investment in yourself. You're going to be happier, you're going to be wealthier, you're going to be more comfortable in what you're doing, and you're going to have more joy from what you do if you make these investments in yourself. So if you want to make an investment in yourself, in your career, you're stuck at that mid-career professional level where you are at senior manager level or junior director, and for whatever reason you just feel like there's a wall between you and the next level up and you can't figure out why, that's what I help with. You can invest in yourself by working with me, an executive career coach, where I help you take the next step in your executive career journey. So if that's interesting to you, down below is a link where you can book a call to have a conversation one-to-one with me, and we will talk through where you are in your career and how you can take the next step forward. And you can also learn more about how to take that next step in your career by watching this video over here, which will walk you through the step-by-step process of what it takes to become an executive from the mid-career professional level. That's all I've got for you today. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.